Hey everybody, happy weekend. Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad to see you here. Some 20 years ago, I never dreamed that I would be able to play lead or solo guitar. And that's because I wasn't able at the time to learn what I'm about to show you. One form of the pentatonic scale. So, let's dig in. So let's start off with the first form of the pentatonic scale, a demonstration of what it sounds like. Now what we're actually doing here is taking our first finger, placing it on the 6th string, the low E at the 5th fret, and playing a note. Take your pinky, put it on the 8th fret of that string, drop your first finger down to the 5th string, the A string at the 5th fret, your ring finger goes on the 7th fret, and to begin with, just start getting this under your fingers by playing one string at a time. Until you feel comfortable with it. Next, we drop down to the D string, 5th fret, the 4th string, and here we have a shift as we use our ring finger on the 7th fret. G string, 5th fret, to the 7th. Now we bring in the pinky again on the B string, the 5 and the 8, the high E, 5 and the 8, and just keep practicing that. Get those under your fingers because that is valuable to what you're doing. Now, the reason I'm having you play it in the middle of the guitar is because there's not so much of a stretch. You only have to go like a couple frets in between, but you need to get used to using your pinky. At that point, I want you to start playing around with it and doing it randomly. Because just because it's a scale doesn't mean that you have to play the entire thing. You can pick and choose what you want to play. And suddenly, you're making music. And there you have it, the first form of the pentatonic scale. Keep practicing, play at it, get good at it, get it under your fingers, and I'll see you next weekend with a new lesson. Wait. There is no way that I'm going to leave you with a scale and not teach you how to throw some spice on it, because that is what makes music. That is what's practical. That is what makes it fun. So once you've got that scale under your fingers, and I mean to the point where you don't even have to think about it anymore, just keep playing it, then you can start playing it in a more fun, practical, musical way by adding the spices, slurs, accents. let's take the high E. Now, at this point, you know to play it at the first finger, 5th fret, and you know that your pinky is supposed to go to the 8th fret on that string. But what if you slide down to it and slide back to the 5th? That adds a little bit of an accent to it that makes it a little more fun to play. And it makes practicing a lot more fun. Next, we have the hammer-ons and their counterpartner, the pull-off. Same set. Now, you know your pinky is supposed to go on the 8th, so a hammer-on is to take that pinky and slam it down onto that string. The pull-off is to take that pinky and pluck without having to use your picking hand. Hammer-ons and pull-offs. Now we've reached the part that I find to be the most important, because when it comes to bending strings, that is the signature of the guitarist. That tells you exactly within a few strings and notes who you're listening to. So for bending, what you want to do is these higher 3 strings, you want to bend them toward the center of the guitar. For the lower 3 strings, you want to bend them down toward your knee. That way they're a little more solid. This is where I am flawed, because I tend to bend the G string downward, which my finger frequently slips and gives me notes that I don't want to hear. But enough about that, let's get on to bending. First finger, first string, 5th fret, that high E. Now, you know that your pinky is supposed to go on the 8, be it a hammer-on, pull-off. But for a bend, place that pinky on that string and then use these 2 fingers to support as you draw the string tighter toward the center of the guitar. And start adding in those hammer-ons and pull-offs. And suddenly that scale is more like music. Which leads me to my personal favorite, the pre-bend. Now with a pre-bend, you know what note you're going to play next. So you take it and bend it ahead of time, pluck that string and draw it down slowly to the sound that it originally makes. And that's how I achieve the sounds that I'm looking for. So keep practicing that scale, throw in some spice, and see what you come up with. And there you have it, the first form of the pentatonic scale, and a way to season it, because it is a stew. And it'll make it a lot more fun to play which in turn will get it under your fingers faster. You'll know what you need to play, and you'll hear those sounds and know where you need to embellish them. So with that, I'll see you next week with the second form.